When you're finished knitting your ribbing, end with your carriage on the left, move up to a 5.5 stitch size to knit one row a little bit looser, knit back to the right. At this point you can either use the double-ended bodkin to move stitches from the back bed to the front bed. I'll just show you how to do that. You can bring the needle out, transfer the stitch onto the bodkin, then slide forward, pick up the front needle, and place the stitch onto it. I'll just do that one more time. Needle out, push it back so the stitch goes onto the bodkin, slide it onto the front needle. Or if you have a transfer carriage, just move your lock out of the way, move the edge clips out of the way, bring the out of work needles on the front bed up into working position. Put the racking handle down towards the left so that it's at 9 o'clock. And that moves the needles into alignment to use the transfer carriage. I have a U100. It works the same as the U80 or the U100E. Place it so that, and it's on the number 3 position on the little indicator there. Place it on the bed so that the arrow on here is pointing that way towards the lock. Now you're ready to transfer, and just try to do this in a very smooth, constant motion without jiggling. And you'll see that all the needles, all the stitches have moved to the front needles except for the edge end one, but I'll just move that manually. I just pick it up with the spike on the orange tool. I just grab that last stitch and put it onto the needle. And I think the reason that it didn't knit, or didn't transfer, is because I'd forgotten to move the needle up. So now I move the back stitches, back needles back down to the non-working position, and I'm ready to knit stockinette. So I'll put my edge clips on. I'll just get a little bit of weight there so that I can, there. So you don't want to put this, you never want to put this so that it's inside the hook. You always want the latch closed. So now I'm ready to knit on the front bed only. I remove the orange strippers, put in the black strippers. I'm going to go up to the stitch size that I need to knit stocking stitch, which is, for this yarn, is 7. I'm going to set the back lock to G and move the lever over to X, and that means that the back lock is no longer working. Let's tighten that up a little bit. For the first row, I find it helps to hold the knitting down, just so that it doesn't pop up and not knit off properly. So just knit across like that. So now I'm knitting just on the front bed, and usually at this point I put a couple of the edge weights on. The manual, Passap manual, calls them heel grips, because they usually were used for knitting the heels on socks. So I'm putting that on. So that puts a little bit of weight on to make sure that the stitches knit off. Now, if I want to change to another color, I'll push the button down on the second color, and I go over and pick that one up. Actually, first I'm going to have to make sure that that holder is in the up position. Now I press the other button, the other eyelet pops up, and I grab it. If you want to alternate between 2 colors, have both levers down, and it alternates between the 2 colors. Now I'm knitting with the yellow. Now I can go back and I can pick up the pink.